What's up again, Bulldogs? We are back with another great game of Overwatch. I'm excited going in. We just spectated Gold Team against their match with North Dakota,
Yep.
and now we will be on the Crimson Team with their match against Temple University, located in Philadelphia. So we're going to see these two colleges go off. It'll be the same maps going in, starting Busan, Kings Row, and then maybe see if we get to a third map.
Yep.
Um, but first we'll take a chance to talk about the club as a whole.
All of our website, or if you go on our website, you can find our Facebook, our Twitter, and our link to our Discord. And we also have weekly club meetings every Thursday at 11 a.m. in the University Center, around room 209.
Yeah, if anything involved with the club itself, be at the meetings. It will be there. Besides that, get on our Discord. All the communication happens there, whether it's just friendly banter or any of the important announcements.
It's a great way to get to know us, too.
Yeah, definitely. Whether competitive or whether just casual, doesn't matter. Come join us, and then be part of the streams if you want to.
Yep.
Become a player, and then you might get your own time on the Twitch.
You can even come and join us in casting and just watch it from first point of view.
We always need help with production.
Yes.
we need as many people as we can get. We have a few casters set for some of the games. I know Overwatch is definitely be the most popular,
Yep.
but I mean we're still looking to cast League. Definitely R6.
Siege, yep.
I think CS:GO team is fielding this year. Just whatever we can get. Besides that, I mean, if you're taking part in a game that we don't have yet, we have room for you. We're very unique in that sense. So come on down, meetings, Discord, website, whatever you can get.
And then also at 9:30, our gold team will be going up against the University of Colorado Boulder. Granted, It will not be streamed, but hopefully they can come out on top for that one.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have match results likely in all of our social medias when that concludes. We did see them fall on their first
Yep.
map to the North Dakota.
Yep.
But I think they still had a strong showing with Kings Row.
Yeah. Always a great match to see on Kings Row.
Yeah, and we're going to get more of that on the Crimson side. So it does look like people are slowly trickling into the lobby here. We will be good to go pretty soon. Same maps as the gold game we just saw. So we'll be starting out Busan. What do you think we're going to see there?
Hopefully double shield, because that is definitely the meta right now. Double shield, probably a Doomfist Reaper combo as well.
Mm-hmm. And then we're on those. We're going to see Bry and likely looks like it's going to be Carmel. And to get an introduction to all these players, let's try to see their introduction video. And there you have it, our Crimson lineup coming in. We actually do have 7 members for only 6 slots. So currently in the lobby, it does look like Knight will be subbing in for Ricochet onto that main tank role. This could be a decision just related to Rissa being the main tank right now.
Yep.
Perhaps just comfort, maybe just experience.
Yeah, especially with that double shield meta. It's usually Orisa and Sigma, and the combo of those two shields work really well together.
Yeah, Ricochet, aka Jono, definitely more adept at like the Reinhardt or Winston roles, but that's fallen out of meta a little bit. But Kings Row, there's a potential you might see it. I know there's a lot of debate internally of the Crimson team of what to run, whether that Zarya Reinhardt or that double shield, and I guess we'll find out when they start to field the match.
Yeah, each combo of tanks always has its strong suits and its weak points as well. So hopefully, good match either way, especially on Kings Row being one of my faves.
I think it's very likely that we'll see sort of the, I guess more or less cookie cutter DPS for this meta. Bry is insanely strong in that Doomfist. I would be shocked to see him not. And then generally the other DPS slot is a little more flexible.
Yep.
We've seen Reaper the most,
Yeah, easy way to take down shields and tanks for him. So
Yeah. But I do think that some teams maybe just feel more or less comfortable on him.
yeah,
Reaper can be sort of an odd hero as you have to sort of pick and choose your times to, basically hug the enemy,
Yeah.
do your insane shotgun damage. So we could see May, we could see Farah as we saw in the gold match.
yeah. It was very interesting Farah, especially on that Busan map. That first point we had, being all inside and having a Farah on that could be very risky, but it seemed to work out for the North Dakota team either way.
Yeah, more realistically, we might see Farah on some of the more open maps, such as the other two Busan control points. Very popular Farah maps, particularly the one that we didn't see, which I believe is City Center,
Yes.
which is typically a sniper-heavy map, but also Farah. So we might see some sort of shake-ups from the meta, as the double shield generally has more of an uphill battle playing the point or playing the chokes because there's so many flanks.
And if we do end up getting Super Center or City Center, I wonder if we're going to see some snipers, especially on those high points on the top of the buildings there. Definitely an interesting map to play.
Yeah, I suppose more than likely, if we did see that, we'd see Carmel on it. I do know Carmel has a very good hit scan with his McCree. I'm unsure about his Widow, but I guess we'll try to find out. They are fielding Carmel as well as Knight, which is a little different sometimes from their normal roster, but I'm excited to see where we're at.
And hopefully the match will start here soon. Just trying to get one more person in for the Temple team.
Yeah, I do believe with the custom lobbies, they have to set it up best they can. I think what they're going for now is to organize people by DPS and support.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Possibly just for spectating options, but possibly just for, I guess, easy track of ults and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that in competitive mode with the roll queue, they're in order.
Yeah, 2-2-2.
Yeah, you press that tab and you much more easily
Yep.
can keep track of everything. Saying they have these two tanks, they have these two supports, whatever you need. So I guess we're going into it pretty soon. Map's still being set up. Looks like Temple is getting their final player in. But I think that we're up for a pretty interesting match here, just at this level. Ferris State right now, 5-0.
5-0, yep. Even though the last match was a forfeit, but it still counts.
A win's a win. So, I mean, of course, looking for that 6-0.
Yeah,
I do
very
think,
nice.
I do think they're riding off some momentum from their previous wins. Maybe not quite warmed up without that first match. But I guess I guess you have to jump into it someday, whether it's the first game or the second. So I guess we'll see where they're at. Slowly trickling in. It looks like the Temple is also getting their spectators set up. I guess I'll take a chance to talk about. So Milk, I've seen in some of the previous games, playing primarily the Moira, and Moira at sort of a very high coordination level has sort of been the decider in some fights.
Yeah, especially with that coalescence, easy to get damage and healing all at the same time. So can definitely go either way for it.
Yeah, with that stack healing, you just build it up so very fast, and being able to cleave through both teams, healing your own, damaging the other, can just be sort of the fight decider. It's really the only ultimate used to be super aggressive, as that sound barrier is often kept for the Graviton Flux, just as immediate response.
Mm-hmm.
So it's generally the more expendable one. We are ready to go into game right now, Busan being set up, and I don't know. I'm excited to see what we got going.
I'm hoping City Center will be the first one. So, we did not get to see that for the gold team. It'll be very interesting the way that Crimson plays, especially because Crimson plays very well together and as a team. So hopefully we can see more of that today.
Yeah, the splash screen will tease us with City Center, but I got baited last time by it, so I'm hoping. I am unsure if Tespa rules have an exact order of these maps or if they're random as is normal competitive.
I would not have a clue, so
I guess we'll find out. And it does look like we were going to get a mirror of the gold game, starting in at the Mecha base instead. Let's take a look at the comps here with Crimson, and there it is, exact meta coming on. Carmel Man will be on that Reaper. I believe I saw him last time in the last game I casted playing it, and he did seem pretty all right with it. He just needed to find some better flanks. So we'll see if any adaptation from their previous games are coming out this time.
It'll be interesting to see what way they push coming out of the door, and it seems they will be pushing right side up top.
Yeah, high ground's typically the first fight, but it's really all about what that Doomfist can do.
With Bry leading the pack.
Looks like both teams will be on opposite sides. Red team taking the outer side. Bry taking his typical punch in, but it looks like Red Team Doomfist will get milked. Just finding that, but Bry will get one in response, getting the Doomfist himself, but Carmel's in the back doing tons of damage. Almost got that Moira.
Now Temple's got the high point, so hopefully Ferris can get him to drop down to point. And
Carmelman
picking off that Lucio there for Temple.
Yeah, that Lucio just got a little too greedy with the wall ride.
Taking off the Orisa as well.
Yeah, and that'll be Crimson taking this point pretty preemptively. It was a pretty even fight, but I do think that early fall to point ended up winning them. With a double shield, there's not a lot of advantage in high ground. That Sigma has a limited range. The Orisa can't really track targets as well. So I think that call was the right one for Crimson.
It's interesting to see where Temple is pushing up. I usually don't push that way, but I mean, if it works for them, go for it.
Yeah, sometimes the fight's head on, as we see that Doomfist will just hit that wall, getting Bry before he can get in himself.
Temple's Coalescence coming out as well into that fight.
Yeah, we were talking about that early Coalescence, just built it so fast. And it will be 40% going towards the way of the Bulldogs, but in the end it will be Temple getting it back.
Temple doing very well, working together, just trying to take one out one by one, and now Ferris will just have to regroup and hope on for the next push to get point.
Yeah, it looks like they will be going to high ground. Milk looking to speed everybody back. I think Temple will be, yep, there they are to match them. And it will be now a, Bry getting help with that Hulk by Knight. Huge pick. The Sigma's going low. We'll see if any ults will need to be expended on the side of Ferris, but it looks like they will be taking this try.
Carmelman picking two of them off. Ooh, there's a third for him.
Ult used on the side of Temple. I'm not sure if that was the play. It was only the Orisa Moira left, I believe. It will stall it out a few more, but it could be a loss.
Carmelman doing very well to get behind that Orisa to take her out and just picking people off the best he can, especially having Orisa be basically a health pack for Reapers.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that teleport behind previously was extremely risky, but since that Reaper changed with a faster teleport and more healing, I mean, there's almost no reason not to with double shield meta.
Yeah, definitely helped him out.
Ooh, there's Bry going all the way in there. It's so deep. A lot of damage, but not quite a pick.
Temple popping off Coalescence as well as Graviton Flux, and so is Ferris.
Yeah, that'll be the sound barrier in response, but it looks like Telos will be getting.
Carmelman picking two off with his ult. See if they can get the next one, and that will be a team kill for Ferris.
Yeah, absolutely massive there with the ults coming in. It looks like they did use both Blossom, Doom, Sound Barrier, and Moira, so they don't have a lot of defensive ults coming in. So, but it is waning on the very, very edges of the cap. So we'll be seeing if they choose to invest ults or just kind of lose the fight and keep going. But it looks like they will invest Orisa, trying to stay in it as long as possible.
Temple pushing left side, trying to get to point as fast as they can, just because it's almost towards the end.
Ooh, that Lucio's low. Carmel almost getting him there. The Doomfist is running rampant in the back, but he is very, very low. Looks like Carmel will finally finish him off with help of Milk. Temple is getting the best of it. Carmel kind of off on his own right now, with only one single support to help him. Gets rocked. It is a decent stall, but in the end, it is only 99. They're just looking to gain ults.
Ferris looking to regroup before they do their next push, but they seem to be staggering in, just trying to get them off point as best they can.
Yeah, maybe so. The Tracer coming in from Temple, maybe not their best long-term swap, but at the same time, Knight did swap to, or Adam, excuse me, did swap to that Hammond. I'm not sure if he gave up ult doing that, but maybe it was worth it, maybe it wasn't. We'll see.
It's interesting to see Temple's Doomfist popping off and trying to get a couple picks there towards the end of that fight.
Yeah, Knight, I think, saving his shield, waiting for his team to join him. That Doomfist will go straight into Knight. Just get obliterated. That's a brick wall crash right there.
Both teams using Coalescence, trying to pick off some of the others, get their health down as best they can.
But it looks like the Ferris Rush will just get the best of it. Enemy Coalescence used, but too little too late. And I think that's it for Crimson. I'm not sure if Red Team can get back in time. The celebratory beat used, and that's it. That will be the first cap going in towards the way of the Ferris Bulldogs.
It's much closer round this time for Crimson compared to Gold, but definitely some good fights on either side, especially with that last push towards Temple, just trying to get to point the best they can. It seems we will have 77 next? Or am I wrong here?
Yes, I do believe this is City Center. So this is the one that we did not get to see. I do believe maybe it is random and that we just got Mecha Base twice. But yeah, this is City Center. Looks like they're still opting for the double shield, same DPS, but we'll see if Temple have any different response to this.
Definitely, this City Center is definitely very nice to use, especially because it's got some high points as well as some low points, especially because that point is lower on the map compared to everywhere else.
Oh,
yes.
yes.
Can be very gruesome fights.
Yeah, I see some different swaps coming in from Temple. I saw a Widowmaker and I saw a Wrecking Ball come in. So it looks like they're just trying to just... Ooh, and the Farah coming in. As we were talking about before, we'll find Adam early as well as Milk. So the Farah getting value very early. I just don't think that Ferris is quite ready for this comp.
Ferris has definitely got to watch out for that Farah just because they can get him picked off pretty easily. They have no one to really take care of him, I guess, besides that Signal. It'll be wondering if someone will switch to more of a hit scan. And it seems Carlman will be switching to Widowmaker to try and pick off that Farah for him.
Yeah, Bri onto that McCree, so I'm seeing double hit scan. Carmel will be looking to take that Widowmaker duel. You have to be very careful on this map. There's so many places you can hide and just take different angles. So he will be kind of scouting around for that, hoping to find something early. Hopefully they can take a defensive position later, so get more value out of it. But for now, they're just looking to counter snipe.
Ferris pushing right side, kind of throwing off Temple's guard, but I think Temple is up top, trying to get picks off.
Ooh, big headshots onto that Hammond, but he will get out with that shield. Bri taking a lot of damage and just gets spooked off to the wrong corner. The enemy Farah very, very low on the side of Temple. It looks like Bulldogs will be stalling it out, but I'm not sure how much they have in them.
Ferris is definitely going to watch out for where that Farah goes because it seemed like they weren't sure where she was and they just went in for it anyway.
Yeah, no matter where you are, it always feels like Farah has a flank on this map. Just so much open space, especially with the 8 of those buildings. She can conk blast in. Looks like Carmel will be getting out with his life along with Adam. Milk? What? Oh, he was on point. Okay. But the Widowmaker will be res. It will get out that ability. So I guess a pretty fair death for Milk. But they still have to worry about that Widow coming in.
They got to definitely watch out for the top of that building because that Widow can pick them off pretty easily coming back to point.
Yeah, it looks like she is being forced out there with the grapple. I wonder if anybody will chase, but it looks like both hit scans dead on the side of Ferris.
Meta Knights seem to have flanked around on the point, only be taken out by their Sigma there.
Yeah, and that Ferris really just still getting the best of them in the end. As soon as we can find Milk here, getting back onto this point, almost getting him again. The Desperation stall barrier will end up triggering overtime, I believe, but he will go out for it. He will pay his life for it in the end. We will see Adam on the wrecking ball.
Will it be enough for them to get back to point? And I do not think it will. Second round goes to Temple with absolutely no time on point for Ferris.
Yeah, after a little bit of back and forth that first round, I think it's composition in the end that just did him in. They had the response of that double hit scan. I just don't know if it was the play in the end because you need more of that space in order to set up your sniper, in order to counter snipe at all, and I just don't think they got it.
You know, I'm wondering if Ferris will switch up more of their team, especially because Drum is such a small point that it's almost hard to try and get the entire team on the point, so they might switch it up. It seems we still have Bri on McCree for him.
I have a feeling he will switch to Doomfist. Very strong at this point, but I guess we'll follow him to see what's up. No, they are staying on it. Probably predicting that Farah once again, if I were to guess. Maybe trying to stun that Doomfist if there is one on the side of Temple as well.
That double shield definitely coming in handy, just trying to get them up to point without having any damage come to them. And they do seem to have that Farah again. Bri going to try and pick them off. Missing every couple shots, but
they are pressuring the Farah out. Hopefully they can get him off Drum before she can do too much damage. Ooh, that Mercy very, very low. And there it is, Knight. That focus fire coming in great. Ooh, and another. Bri essentially picking off the Pharmacy. Knight will go down for it, but it looks like along with Bri's help, it will be enough to get the point.
Bri getting some nice picks, but he's got to watch out for that the Hammond there on point.
Ooh, big damage here from Adam. And both of those peaks from Temple will be punished. Oh, it looks like they're actually stragglers is on the side of on Ferris' side, interesting enough. So that was a big stagger. That'll buy them a good amount of time on the side of Bulldogs.
It's very nice to see how Temple is using that Farah, not necessarily to push up the point, but trying to get some damage off to get her ult back as fast as they can, as well as Mercy's ult.
Yeah, we do have High Noon coming in, which is actually usually a throwaway ult, but in terms of Far Mercy can be a very, very big deal. At the very least, zoning them out and hopefully finding kills. The enemy, or Temple, having their own High Noon, but it is punished. That double shield is just too much to get around.
Bri taking out that fire once more, as well as helping out with the Sigma. As Carmelman pushes up to try and get down that Hammond, but just can't get him because he can roll out of there so fast.
But it looks like Bri is just kind of keeping this Far Mercy at bay. They haven't managed to have a great dive yet onto the point. Haven't been able to take that space. We will see Temple running an Ana, interesting enough, along with that Wrecking Ball. A very unorthodox comp. I'm not sure if it's really doing them favors quite yet, but the Valkyrie will come out for them.
Ooh, farming stopped, but actually picking off Bri just barely though.
That was a 1-for-1 trade, but it looks like Carmel will get headshot. And I think that is Ferris just resetting as fast as possible. I'm not sure if that was intentional by Milk. They will stall about a little bit longer. I guess Milk just accidentally found those mines on point. But Adam having a pretty decent stall, getting up to... It looks like no one's capping it, actually. I wonder if anybody's still on point. No, they just left for a second.
Ferris needs to watch out just slightly because Temple's McCreasing to get up behind him and pick him off one by one. Just kind of got to watch out for it because there's a couple little portholes that you can sneak through snipes just to get picks off, and as Bri goes to try and take down Farah.
Yeah, that counter McCree kind of keeping Bri at bay, attempting to buy some more time and space for his Fire Mercy. But we'll see how it is. We're taking the neutral fight here on the drum. Ults are coming out. There it is. The barrier used in response to both the Sigma ult and Milk will get that McCree. Crazy. Milk
also takes out Farah. Nice.
Milk
and
stared death in the face.
Ooh. Milk getting some picks off.
Yeah, Milk is kind of running rampant right now. He's doing quite a bit of damage. It's just 2 tanks left, I believe, to get off point. They almost got the cap. They just need the Wrecking Ball either killed or off point, and the double punch. Milk is fragging out right now.
Since we're seeing very aggressive Lucio play by Milk here, but it's working out for him very well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Milk will go back to speed, Knight back to point. There is the barrage, but the Wraith form from Carmel, doesn't quite save him in the end. I think comes out of it a little bit early.
Milk taking out their McCree as well. It's Temple's Hammond comes back to point.
Looks like they do have a numbers advantage. I believe Ferris are 2 down right now. Looking to this game as much ult as possible, I believe. Force out any other ults from Temple, but I do think that is a flip coming through.
Telos doing the best he can to try and keep that Orisa alive as long as he can so Ferris can reset for him, but...
Oh, Bacon is actually down right now, and without a Lucio... Oh, never mind. Carmel is down. They even it up. I was going to say without a Lucio, Ferris might be able to push his advantage, but I guess Carmel was too far. Maybe just got caught hiding. I don't know.
Ferris waiting to reset here, trying to get the rest of the team back up so they can make another push. Try and take back the point and win this game.
Yeah, we did see a swap at some point of Temple's Ana onto that Moira. That definitely extra sustain.
Oh, poor Bri.
Oh no.
He was trying to go for that far, and she just knocked him off point. What a shame.
Yeah, it is inching very, very close. 299.99. I do believe is going to get there. They need to rush, and they need to rush main. I don't think they can afford to go right once again and get a pick like that.
Using that shield to try and block off Farah's hits.
They need to get on point.
Farah's kind of low right now. Maybe they can, Sigma can pick him off.
Yeah, it is a lot of damage coming out through both sides. Bri will get the Moira. Huge headshot. Ooh, the Mercy might be alone. Bri might be able to get this 1v1. Come on, Bri, I believe. Yeah.
There we go.
Woo.
Oh.
A 3K barrage, though. It will be a trade in the end. 3 for 1, but I think the trade does favor the Bulldogs. 3 still on point. Is that it? That is it. And such a close round.
First match goes to Ferris. Very nice teamwork for Ferris there. Doing their best they can.
Wow, what a crazy round. It looks like they're getting bullied a little bit as Temple's progress meter ticked up to 99. They were very, very close.
Coming in here with the Doomfist gameplay.
Ooh, I do believe he stunned that Reaper out of him. Followed him the whole way down, too. Yeah, big uppercut, I think, was setting up for that Death Blossom from Carmel. So we just see some of that DPS coordination. So not only is between the tanks and the DPS, but sometimes you get DPS to DPS. So
what map do you think we're looking at next? Kings Row?
I think so, and I hope so.
Kings Row is such a good map to watch because team fights can go either way. it all depends on how well the team can work together and pick off all the enemies there.
Yeah, within this double shield meta, those shields do so much more within those tight corridors, you know. So a lot of times you have to find your way around or through. With the Doomfist, there's plenty of mobility to go around. Besides that, you might see swaps to Pharah. I mean, at that point, it's purely a game of coordination around your Reaper and Doomfist.
And it seems Temple might come out with a Pharah on that on the London map because they were using Pharah there towards the end and getting some picks off, especially with that 3K ult.
Yeah.
And it didn't help them too much, but still strong plays by them.
Yeah, we saw it on the second map that they kind of surprised. I think they surprised Bulldogs a little bit just with their comp.
Yep.
Bulldogs that maybe just taken too long to adjust. Maybe the Widow just wasn't quite the right pick. But this time with that Bri McCree was doing so much. Both keeping that Fair Mercy at bay and not really losing to that counter. The counter McCree, in fact, maybe even winning a little bit. And in the end, his high noons were so much more effective because of no shields.
And it was very nice to see Milk coming out with more of a offensive Lucio form, getting a lot of picks off from Temple.
You always got to appreciate the battle, Lucio, no matter the meta. Sometimes it's inappropriate, sometimes gets you killed, but sometimes you got to appreciate the effort. But in the end, I mean, he got like a 3K on drums. So
and it
that's crazy.
seems Numbani will actually be our next map. Oh, such a shame, but still a great map to see play on, especially with those high points on the first control area.
Yeah, Numbani, I would be willing to wager maybe both teams will try to kind of vary from the double shield. We have seen like Bastion strats, for example, so that could come out. But if not running that Bastion, that double shield, you have to have a reason to stay immobile because if you're on that point, you're free pickings. You have to take that high ground. You have to hold.
And usually, I know defense a lot of the times you run a Bastion and then some sort of Orisa, and it seems like Ferris will actually be running that strat, having more damage for that Orisa and the Bastion being able to pick off some people.
Yeah,
as well as a May wall there.
Yeah, Bri on that maze, that's going to be interesting. Baptiste is pretty usual with the Bastion. The Immortality field doing wonders for Bastion as he just tanks all that damage. Carmel will be playing the Bastion here. Telos on Ana is definitely something I'm excited to see, getting away from that, that Moira.
Ana is always one of my favorite healers to see played here.
Yeah,
she can do so much, yes. She's so little.
Yeah, besides just her, the way she fits into this comp, sometimes she can find her own sort of hero plays with the anti-nades. Anti-nades so effective along with that May wall and the Bastion. Basically, you're just looking to disrupt Temple every single way you can. We do see a Farrah Rocket coming in there.
As well as a Wrecking Ball.
He seems to be opting to go around. We'll see if they can punish him.
Temple running that pharmacy again, and Brigitte on the other side? Oh, no.
Yeah, they are running a counter Bastion. Someone does need to get on point. We'll see Immortality coming out as we just see these two Bastions shooting at each other. Whoever will get sort of the first pick. That wall coming through, trying to keep the Bastion at bay, but in the end, he can just shred through it.
Carmelman doing the best he can, trying to get 3 people picked off, with taking all this damage.
Yeah, and despite this being mostly stagnant, there's the first pick. I was going to say that Bulldogs are buying a lot of time, but I do think with the Bastion falling, they might not have much longer. We'll see if they can kind of collaborate together, but that Bastion in the end will just be having free reign over the whole point. So a semi-decent hold from the Bulldogs, but in the end, the counter Bastion will work in the favor of Temple. We'll see, though, which teams will stick with it.
It seems like Ferris might need to switch it up so they can try and take care of that pharmacy as well as the Bastion at the same time, because Bastion alone does not seem to be able to do it just by himself.
Yeah, it's, in that Sentry form, you have such a wide spread, or that turret form, excuse me. But there's the opening pick. Maybe this will be enough to buy them room in order to just get some presence on cart.
Carmen definitely has to watch out for that far flying over the shield just to get a few hits off. And
big
Milk
pick.
takes down Mercy here.
And it does look like Temple will opt to maybe switch it up, or otherwise just take a quick retreat, gather each other up before placing that Bastion back on point. Maybe a flank? I'm not sure. Oh, there they are. Grouped back up. But we'll see who gets the best of it.
Mercy coming off as well as Baptiste.
Whoa!
The triple ult here.
The May wall lifted up that Bastion, so that way Carmel could get a better angle on them. That was crazy.
Carmel getting a few picks off there with The Ana boost. Very nice.
Yeah, they were. That is the most dangerous sight in Overwatch. A nano boosted Bastion into a window, but Bacon getting a super stray kill on Milk there.
It's very nice to see the way that Milk used that shield from Baptiste just to allow more damage for Carmelman off that Bastion.
Yeah, without a Lucio, there will be a longer reset as they wait for Milk to come back. It looks like Temple are getting a little aggressive. Not pushing the cart right now, though.
That might hurt them. Oh, there they go, finally pushing it just on the one.
Yeah, they're getting close to a point B. Whoa, but the enemy Baptiste goes down. There's been stray picks on both sides, but when the time matters right now, it's in the favor of Bulldogs.
Maze Blizzard coming out with Adam being able to get a couple picks off, but that Forest seems to be able to get
Huge
two.
sleep dart from Telos. The Pharaoh does get two, but in the end, I'm not sure quite mad. I do think that Bulldogs may be able to restabilize here. That May definitely has a lot of stalling potential, and that nano boost is soon to come in.
Telos doing the best they can to keep them alive, but
oh no,
Fry just goes down.
Yeah, caught behind the shield. Will they try to stall it more? I think they will. The healers doing as much as they can for Adam. Oh, trying to get that sleep dart, but not quite. The immortality field coming in huge. Telos will finally go down. Adam somehow still on this cart. Crazy.
I'm doing the best he can to hold off, but it just isn't enough. Ooh, Meta Knight actually on point.
Yeah, not quite. I do think it was a good stall on both A and B. Streets phase, they did get maybe less chance than they would have liked with Milk getting randomly picked off by that Ferret rocket, but it was a pretty valiant effort in the end. But it does look like Temple will still keep rolling in here.
Ferris has really got to watch out for Temple's Bastion. They're coming in out of nowhere, basically. Just taking them down one by one.
We're about to see the Bastion v Bastion battle once again. There's that Maywall again.
Oh,
the counter Maywall. But he just shreds through it. Oh my god, that is so much damage coming out.
Same strategy with the Baptiste shield as well as the Anima. Able to take down two.
Yeah, that Ananade somehow. Ooh, that Ananade coming in late there actually, but still a huge pick. That Sigma Graviton coming out just ended up free pickings for Carmel, despite the best efforts of Temple with that I do believe is Gravity Grasp, trying to defend his team best he can as a defense maker. Carmel just shreds through, just so much damage.
That Graviton Fox can definitely be good use for Carmel and able to get them up in the air and easier pickings for him because they can't go too far, can they?
Yeah, it looks like they're actually opting for the exact same layout, but it looks like
top.
Ooh, the infield though, coming in clutch for both teams. We will see if. Yeah, it does look like in the end Temple will get the best of it. I think in the end it's just whoever has the better focus on the immortality field.
Temple trying to use that same Maywall strat to get the Bastion up high, but just that Sigma shield stops everything coming towards them.
Ooh, a big sleep. Telos and Milk right now, both the supports going a little aggressive. Still keeping their team alive. Meanwhile, though, Adam will get two.
They really got to watch out here because that payload is almost towards the end. They got to do the best they can to stay on payload as well as keeping track of the enemy team. Or they might end up.
Yeah, winning that fight, the payload will buy them, will push backwards, excuse me, and buy them a little more time. We'll see where they opt to hold. If they do the same corner, I'm unsure because it didn't work out for them so well last time, but maybe let's try it again.
Ferris resetting here.
Yeah, it looks like they're opting to hold almost straight on cart.
Ooh,
oh no,
not.
They're going back.
I have a feeling Temple's going to try and run that Maywall again to get Carmelman up higher, easier picking for their Bastion, but instead,
oh, that Maywall.
Just using to block them off.
I'm not sure about that original Maywall though. It didn't get a whole lot of value. Ooh, it does seem that Milk will keep that window very smartly as Temple rotates around, trying to take the fight to just a different angle.
Another Maywall going up to try and block damage, but Baptiste shield coming out.
Yeah, the May Blizzard coming in, but I don't know about the timing of it. There are two left, but Knight will make sure that will not happen. He will make sure that Anna will die. Bry coming to his aid as well. Sigma opting to jump off the map to reset.
It's very interesting because the Temple Maywall or May Blizzard went down, but Milk ended up throwing down that immortality field, stopping any damage coming to him. Very nice use of that.
Yeah, I think even if Temple managed to get a pick out of that, they only had 2 members left. I think it was just very well ill-timed.
Ferris setting up in the same spot again. Probably going to run the same strategy here.
Yep, Telos looking for that nano boost.
Carmelman getting shoved into the air again with Temple's Bastion running an ult as well as their Graviton Flux.
Yeah, you see that huge immortality field cannot be destroyed from that angle. But it looks like Adam just steps too far out of it, and now will be a mad dash for the cart. A big sleep onto that Bastion. That could be their opening. Carmel right now in tank mode. Knight as well, putting on damage to this Bastion. They need to get the pick before any support can come to him. I don't think it's quite there. Adam is on the Desperation Wrecking Ball, but against that Sentry Mode Bastion, you will get absolutely melted.
First round goes to Temple, and it'll be very interesting to see how well they defend. Almost probably with the same team strat.
Yeah, 16 seconds on the clock there. That was still a great hold by Ferris, at least for capping point B standards. It would have been great to get them before that point B cap, just to give them that win condition.
I think that Temple's Sigma pick definitely screwed over Ferris there for him, but interesting to see how next round might work out for him.
Yeah, that flux as everybody was in the corner. Normally, we saw the immortality field come out, and that negated pretty much any pick they can get, but I think it also enabled them to get on the cart and just get a better position. We saw Bry switch around to the other side to try to contest payload as well as Knight, but in the end, you kind of had a split team, and I think Temple's made the best of it.
That immortality field can be a great way to both get on point and to keep your team alive all in the same way, because it's a great way to like get onto the point so you won't die and you know you won't die, and try and get some picks off on the enemy team.
Yeah, it's sort of interesting seeing this meta. A lot of times you think of Bastion as either a defense or as a sort of cart pusher, but we're seeing it on kind of all ends, whether it's going against that cart pushing strategy or even on an attack, as we're about to see here.
And it seems Ferris is running the same strategy as last time. I wonder if that'll do any good for him.
Yeah, it's definitely very interesting running mirror comps like this, assuming that Temple is also running the same, because you can kind of learn from each other. Any mistakes made the first round can be adapted to second round, and so we'll see if Ferris can break the Bastion defense quicker than Temple did.
I'm wondering where Temple's going to be set up here for the first round. It seems they're running a Pharah
They are.
for the first defense here.
A lot of early damage coming in, but also a lot of early Whoa! I don't even think that was in Sentry mode. I think he got that pure recon with the help of, I'm sure, Telos.
Carmelman taking down Mercy's res there, but
oh no, the
Pharah
Baptiste just wasn't quite ready for the infield, I think. I don't know if he wasn't in position yet. They are managing to get this hamster in the corner. Ooh, that's a huge nade. A massive nade. That Mercy will go down. Ooh. That Feral will be one now with no support.
Sigma working on two of their picking, or get two picks off and trying to go after that Pharah there.
Yeah, they are slowly regrouping. I do believe that Ferris have the respawn advantage. So we'll see if they can get back there on time and see if anything can be made on point. That Ferris still has to be worried about. But the enemy Bastion goes down, and that is huge.
Interesting, they're pushing up right down the middle rather than going up to one of the left sides, and seems to be working out really well for him here.
That res is coming in for the Bastion. I saw the Mercy flying off. Nobody can quite get after her.
May doing the best he can to try and stop that Pharah, but it's not close enough.
Yeah, and there it is. Ult finally coming in through that Pharah. They are maybe stalling out a little bit, just looking to build ult, but I do think a reset would be wise here, as I do think only 2 members of Ferris are left onto the point.
Telos finishing that sleep dart on their Sigma, only to go down, and I think that's going to be a reset here for Ferris.
It is interesting seeing that. Well, we do have the Nano Boost coming out. We might see the Windows. Well, we were to be seeing the window strategy again, but I do think Milk did use it that last fight. I just don't think that Ferris were in quite the right position. They saw their opportunity to go main, but I do think they needed to just go farther in, and they were too distracted by taking care of the Bastion, and the Pharah had free reign.
Temple having a very strong Pharah here as well, trying to get some picks off. But that Bastion just needs to seem to get onto her best he can and just try and pick her off.
Yeah, they will be seeing what they can do going down this underside. That is a big wall, hopefully buying them some space, but yeah, it looks like they will be taking as much cap time as they can.
The Bastion Baptiste strategy coming out once again, as well as that immortality field.
Oh no, Adam goes down before he can use his ult.
Bastion getting 2 picks off from the Temple side.
If there's one saving grace for Ferris here is that they only use the Nano Boost. So they do have a lot of ults going into this. And if that doesn't secure them the point now, then they have a very, very big uphill battle to fight.
Pharah still trying to attack him, get some picks off, because I think she knows that they have no one that can take her down here.
Yeah, we have seen that early pick before by Carmel Man, and we'll see if they can recreate that. I think on the high ground they have a better time, but it's just going to be this Bastion v Bastion one more time.
I think this will be their last push here.
Yeah, there's the window coming out. They need to find that infield. They need to take care of that Ferris, and they do.
Or going down. They got to watch out for that Mercy, though.
That's true. That res is still in play. Ooh, a big stun from the side of Temple. It looks like the Bastion is getting the best of it. And I'm not sure about this cap for Ferris. I don't think they can quite get it. Ooh, Mercy getting that kill. Interesting. I feel like Crimson has had a good amount of chances, but they just ended up barely getting swept up by the other team.
Temple being very strong in the defensive position on this map.
They did, however, keep many ults, so they still do have a chance. I think that Graviton Flux will be definitely the game decider. Last time Adam died too early to use it, but this time he will still have it with him.
Ferris pushing up mid, trying to use as many ults. Here comes the Graviton Flux on the Temple team.
Ooh, that high up in the air, the enemy Bastion does get Telos. That Ferris is very, very low. Looking for those air shots, just can't quite get them. And in the end, I think the team is just too split. That Ferris too far. And I think it might be Bulldogs dropping Numbani.
Ferris doing the best they can to try and get back on. And they actually managed to get back on point, but how long will that last?
Milk somehow gets Farah. The red's still coming in, though. The red being such a crucial part of this fight so far. We will see the desperation swaps with Knight on that Hammond, but in the end, not quite enough.
It seems match 2 will go to Temple.
I'm kind of surprised by that. I guess the number one surprise is that we did see Temple with the Wrecking Ball. They didn't have an Orisa most of that game.
Yeah.
So you would have thought that Bastion would have been won by then, but somehow, I guess maybe just through pure coordination, Temple got the best of the Bastion v Bastion.
Temple looking very strong far as well, able to get some picks off knowing that they don't have anyone that can take her down. So.
Yeah, definitely. She was sort of playing with fire a lot of that time, coming under a lot of damage.
Yep.
Sigma still has the ability to hit those midair, along with, we saw Telos with that Anna, we saw Milk. Both can pick her off, but with Numbani, high grounds is a lot of spots to hide. And I think that Mercy especially was coming in very, very big for Temple.
It's interesting to see Temple and Ferris seem to switch the way they played on either side, because Temple went with their first attacking comp, as well as Ferris going with their defensive comp. It's not working out for Ferris, though.
Yeah, again, they had like small opportunities, I feel, except in the end they just kind of got the best of it. I remember they got the Bastion to begin with one of the rounds, and I saw the Mercy just fly straight over across the entire high ground in order to get that res. There was no one to contest her.
No one able to just try and pick her off, and it seems match 3 will be on Dorado.
Yeah, I also do think that maybe space was an issue.
Yeah.
They tended to set up closer within their own chokes, and sometimes they would win, and I think as soon as they got a single pick, they had to push. They began to get a little bit of point presence when the high ground v high ground Bastion battle, but Adam just ended up getting shredded before he could use that Flux. So I think they just needed something to bait them off the ground, but it's hard to say.
Adam just kept trying to get that Graviton Flux off, and he managed to get it off towards the end there, but their Bastion still able to pick 2 people off towards the end. So
yeah, it was kind of unfortunate for the side of Crimson. He had that tank mode ultimate ready, and getting lifted up higher in the air after the Maywall and after the Flux, he had a great angle to hit Telos. Man, just from above, you don't need a Pharaoh, you need a Bastion.
Some amazing gameplay here by Temple and Ferris, both on both sides.
Yeah, pretty high levels of coordination coming out, trying to get that Bastion strat working. There kind of can be some random variables. Like we saw the Maywall trying to block that Bastion. Interesting strategy. They actually rotate the Maywall, so the Bastion has to go through 5 pillars instead of 1. But with the amount of damage boost in play, it's hard to say. And I'm sure even, I didn't think about this until now, but the Mercy damage boost onto the Bastion, I mean, that's a constant. You don't have to wait for an ult.
Yeah, very nice way to get more picks off, and especially with that Baptiste, the shield he uses to do even more damage for him. And the way Ferris used it, they would have the Ana Nano boost on their Bastion as well as the Baptiste shield. Just able to get some picks off there on the defense.
Yeah, it really is putting all of your resources into that Bastion. But in the case of Temple, they also had the Wrecking Ball, which I'm in hindsight, I'm sure they used for point presence. If, one person goes down to the point, none of the other members on high ground have to drop. The Wrecking Ball can stall for tons of time. Will win, won't necessarily win a 1v1, but definitely won't die in the 1v1.
Yeah.
And I guess just the general roles of Temple just ended up getting the best of Ferris despite their coordination.
I'm wondering here if Temple will swap in their ults, but it does not look like it. And we seem to be going on to Route 66 for payload map.
Yeah, we might see some different strategies. It's hard to say. I don't root from many more professional players' points of views as kind of just a kind of a wild card.
Yeah.
Before roll lock, we used to see like quad DPS in this map. It turned into just a deathmatch server.
Yep.
I don't know the effect of double shield on it, but I guess we're about to find out in this Tespa match.
I wanted to see if Temple will, on defense, will pull out a Widow to try and get some picks off right at the start, just to break Ferris down just slightly.
Maybe so.
Seems Ferris is running the same team comp here.
That'll definitely be interesting to see. This will definitely be more of a protect the president with this. As this is escort and not hybrid, they're going to have to cap a point. So they can get that Bastion set up early before they take any sort of damage.
And Carman on that payload is a good way to move it, as well as the 2 shield rotating back and forth.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
Take down some serious damage for Temple. Hopefully win this map.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a struggle. Definitely be their own struggle as they go around gas station to see how they deal with that. The Knight and Adam, both with their shields, can block a lot of the high ground damage, but it's awkward. And if Temple have a good setup, then they might be able to. That was extremely dangerous. That Baptiste looking to scout a little bit, but honestly, that pull could have been the end of the life.
It seems Temple is running the same as last time. I don't think they have a Pharah.
No, I don't believe. It looks like it is almost a mirror of Nubani. It definitely is. The biggest thing right now won't necessarily be... a big anti coming in from the side of Temple. The big thing right now won't necessarily be picks, but it will be cart time, I think. Yeah, Knight just going a little too far. Maybe just should have backed out as soon as they lost Bastion.
Ferris seems to be dropping like flies as Temple's able to defend that first area really well.
Yeah.
Hiding around the corner there. Minus, I guess, the Baptiste, but...
Oh, no, Milk will go down. Just overstayed his welcome just a little bit too long.
Ferris going to take the chance to reset here.
Yeah, if they manage to get a cart in maybe a better position, it would have been worth it, but in the end, it'll be Temple with an ult advantage right now. So we'll see if they can take advantage before any of them are fully charged.
Ferris setting up, and Carman coming around the corner, gets shoved into the air by that Mei wall. Seems to be a very effective strategy for both sides.
Right.
Not working out for Temple this time.
Yeah, Bri taking a lot of damage. A big anti coming in from the side of Temple. Immortality field will buy them enough time. But that Mei wall split him off from the Immortality field and got picked off. Temple's Bastion right now.
Temple pushing up just slightly,
crazy.
trying to get that Sigma down. And they seem to take him down. Adam just going down from that push.
Yeah, they maybe a swap, maybe something else. We do see the Reaper coming in, so we see more of the Double Shield Classic right now.
We got a Reaper and a Doomfist now, switching them up for the DPS here.
Yeah, they can't seem to quite get them face to face, so we'll be looking to go on a flank into their backlines. A really good route right now. This allows them to get a lot of cart time without Temple being able to necessarily contest cleanly. Yeah, we see the Bastion drop down. I think he got pulled. And that is easy pickings for the side of Crimson. We'll see if anybody will get caught by this Blizzard. Looks like Adam will, but he might have his court stay alive. Ooh. Not quite.
Temple just able to drop down from on top of the gas station to pick off Ferris pretty easily. And we seem to have Milk here on Lucio now.
Oh, but Bri coming back in. A very, very low Sigma, and I can't believe it. They somehow got back and turned the point.
Ferris going to be pushing that point to the next area so they can try and get, I guess, to the second point after that.
I almost need to replay that, just like keep track of everything that happened. It looked like they were down quite a bit, but in the end, I think Bri coming back, I'm not sure if he was in that fight the whole time or he came back. Along with the support of Telos under that gas station, they managed to turn it. Ooh, an early drop from that Ana, ill-advised while there's a Reaper down there, but it looks like the aggression from the rest of Temple will pay off.
Carlin being picked off by the Bastion. Temple's Bastion actually getting 3 picks taking down Ferris.
Yeah, I think Ferris may have actually just had kind of bad positioning right there. I think if they opted to play back just a little bit, they could take more advantage of that Ana dropping early. That Reaper is able to get out with his Wraith form, but in the end, they just kind of got run over.
Tumble resetting for more. Hopefully to stop Ferris from getting to that point at all. With 30 seconds left in the round.
Oh, they do take, I think, the pretty smart approach, and they're going high ground.
Right, all that Maywall doing some damage to him.
Oh, they can actually just jump straight over it. That Coalescence probably will be the decider. This could be a big Graviton Flux. He's looking just get that Bastion out of play. We'll see what's happening on the point here. Milk will...
Bastion getting super low, but pick it
I don't
off.
know about that one, Milk. They do still have quite a bit of presence, but the Brigida swap coming in.
Brigade can be very, very useful in just trying to get some damage down, especially because he can throw it through the shield and just try and stop him. It seems...
Milk, I don't think can quite make it.
First round will go to Temple.
Yeah, they will take that pretty early hold.
I'm wondering if Temple now for the attack will switch up to a pharmacy method to try and get some picks off from the back line.
Maybe so. It might be... I think on Naruto, it's a little less likely to see it because that Bastion, very likely coming out from Crimson, it's a lot harder to peek that rock corner. But I don't know, because Bastion v Bastion, if Temple are confident enough in it, they might just try it again, see if they can get the best of it. Otherwise, we might be seeing the same swaps. Temple definitely do have an advantage here, playing second, knowing they only have to push it barely before first. So maybe they'll go for a different comp. They basically just need a ending ultimate in order to push that payload as far as they can.
It's interesting to see Ferris switch it up to that Doomfist Reaper towards the end of the round, but just not doing enough for him. And it seems they will be running about the same comp again. Ooh, actually switching it up with a McCree rather than that May to try and probably pick off a potential Pharah.
Yeah, I assume they're reacting to that preemptive Pharah. Otherwise, if Temple decide to adjust accordingly, if Bry is contesting that Pharah, they have the swap advantage being closer to their spawn. If that's the case, and they go just full Bastion v Bastion, then Ferris is definitely gonna have to take a probably a more conservative approach, maybe using cover a bit more because they don't have that May for the extra blocking on either side.
Ferris is definitely gonna watch out because Temple only has to get it to that first point for them to win the round and the game.
We'll have to watch that clock closely. And what we see, the Pharah, the preventive McCree coming out, just doing some pot shots.
The double shield doing the best they can to try and protect their team. But Temple seem to have that Bastion already set up on that payload or just to the side of it, using it almost as like cover.
Oh, big shots coming in, but the Bastion goes down. Carmel is down. I think maybe in the end the shield was just plowed through. I'm unsure. The Temple's Bastion is kind of running free reign. I think that Crimson just need to reset as quick as possible. I mean, it's so... Ooh, a big pick onto...
Someone's definitely going to get on that payload for Crimson, otherwise they will push it all the way to the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's right there. They have to go. Knight maybe taking too long. Oh!
Ferris finally taking that first loss to Temple University.
Yeah, an end to their, so far, 5-0 streak, now going 5-1.
Very strong plays from both sides, though. And Temple just using that momentum for the payload to push up and almost use it as protection for them as best they can.
Absolutely. I think the Bastion coordination was just a little stronger from Temple the whole time. Numbani, Crimson definitely did have a chance to break that point A, but it was just all the small variables coming in the long run.
Ferris using that pretty cookie cutter comp there. Typical Bastion and May wall. Just not doing it for him. Such a shame.
Yeah, I do think maybe there's... We saw like Bry's McCree on Control working out very well. But then we didn't really see a lot of alternative strategies that were working for them on the other two maps, Numbani or Route 66. So maybe they just need to find that workaround.
Yep.
Because sometimes when it comes to playing meta, it's all about who plays the meta better. But sometimes if you just play something different, then...
That can throw off your whole rhythm, too, for the game.
Yeah, exactly. Because no longer it's about who has the better one for each role. It's just simply about how you play it. And in the meta, you're always ready for the counter meta, or I guess the mirror meta rather.
Yeah.
The Bastion's always ready for the other Bastion and the current double shield state. But maybe they wouldn't be ready for something different. We saw the Doomfist Reaper working out almost on Route 66, so maybe they just need to optimize that and just run a completely different counter strat.
It seems Temple does very well with that Farah pharmacy method, especially on Numbani. They're just holding on to the point and pharmacy running around,
Yeah,
picking people off. So
that's definitely something I kind of heard about with this meta. Pharmacy being uncontested, a little bit unpredictable maybe of whether or not they get value. I think the mechanical skill of the Pharah is a lot more up and down than maybe the coordination between tanks and DPS and the double shield. But it seems like with our current matches so far, both in gold and crimson, Pharah's going to be a big decider.
yeah, because on that gold match, Farah kept picking off our gold numbers there, especially with Havoc getting picked off multiple times by that Farah, but it's not seeming to do it enough for him.
Yeah, I think that Pharah with the gold match was definitely using momentum, and that crimson match was finding the openings. So thank you everybody so much for tuning in to this great game of Overwatch. I hope you had a great time. My name is Wonderscore.
I'm Quirios, and don't forget to check out our Ferris Esports Club website to find our Facebook, our Twitter, and our link to our Discords. And don't forget, our club meetings are every Thursday at 11 a.m. in room 209 in the University Center.
Thank you everybody on Twitch for tuning in. Thanks to all the players for an amazing games. Shout outs to Temple University. Also shout outs to the gold team. We'll have to see what their results are after this. And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you, Bulldogs.
See you guys.